Money 2.0 presents In the Now, the premier show for entrepreneurs, business owners, and business leaders. With marketing experts Brandon Heinz and Mike Triggers. Get ready to unleash and launch because they're going to blow your mind. Now, here are Brandon Heinz and Mike Triggers on Money 105.5.
Good morning, Sacramento, and happy Thanksgiving. What a beautiful day. Oh, the family, the friends, everyone that's coming over, all the traditions that are going to be basically being acted out today and trying to live in that moment of Thanksgiving, because there's always so much expectation, like who's going to be there? Will the cousins show up? Who's bringing what? Everyone looks at it from so many different levels, like is it stressful? But for me, man, I just show up. I just want to be the full there. I want to be like on there. And sometimes I'll just be on the couch for half an hour watching my favorite show. But in general, I just want to show up. And I see every family every year forgetting that it's just about being thankful. So this morning, this topic is going to be completely about just what you're thankful for and how you own your day and how to really deal with this upcoming holiday. How's it at your house?
I'm thankful for the barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, no, turkey.
Oh. Yeah, so today in studio, we have Jessica Winkelhausing.
Hello, what's up?
How are you?
Hi.
A leading expert in the field of fitness, award winner. I mean, this lady is amazing. She is a rock star. So we're going to start the show off, but she's going to be with us for this first whole half, just talking about Thanksgiving and just kind of the traditions that we have. Like, what's one of the main traditions in your family, Mike?
You know, obviously everybody getting together and spending time. You know, one of the things that I like to do is we talked last week's show about gratitude, right? What are we grateful for right now, right? Not just for the opportunity to be together, but just everything in life. You know, I have the kids say, you know, what are you grateful for right now? What is it that you want? And then obviously we eat and then it fall asleep, nap, right? And then, or watch football and all the other stuff. But it's just having that camaraderie of the family and everything together, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's everything. Everybody has a different tradition. In my family, really strong Italian background, so our main signature dishes were spaghetti. So it wasn't just the ham and the turkey. There was spaghetti made every year by my mom's mother, Carolyn. And my grandmother would just like sit in that kitchen all day long and make this sauce. It would take like 8 hours. Like she would start it at 6 in the morning.
Holy cow.
And I'd be like, this is the best spaghetti ever. And then forever, I can't have Thanksgiving without having spaghetti. There has to be spaghetti and garlic bread next to the spread. And my wife,
all right, I'm coming over.
Yeah,
I'm coming over. I want
your
some
house.
spaghetti for Thanksgiving.
it's one of those things, and I'm trying to really embrace this now with my family. Is my grandmother opened her door to the whole family, bring friends, cousins, everyone, and she had a small little house. There'd be 35 people there for Thanksgiving, and she didn't care whatever it was, that nothing was going to go wrong that day. She was just thankful that everybody had a chance to just show up. How's that for you guys?
You know, it's the same kind of thing. We kind of just bring in, you know, we invite people over that might not have family. I'm really big about community. Like a lot of people just don't have that. And after I lost my mom to cancer, I had to recreate what that looked like for my family and kind of figure out what is a tradition and how am I going to make sure moving forward that I have that in my home for my children, my brother, my sister, daughter. So it's been kind of fun recreating what that looks like. And I have to say, like you, it's about showing up and being present, right? Yeah. Everyone's talking about giving back, but we're not even giving in our own homes. You know what I mean? And so it's like having that conversation, actually being in the conversation. So
yeah, and that's huge. And this is like some of the things, like when you say what you're thankful for, and I think about my family. So in this last, probably 5 years, I've really had to dig deep and stop for a moment and say, okay, how am I going to give back? And a lot of the time I'm thinking, I want to leave this family legacy, right? But my grandma's legacy was that spaghetti. So you just look at these perspectives and say, it's not about like, I'm going to leave money, I'm going to go help, I'm going to go do this. It's like really setting that precedence of what you're thankful for and being it. In our last show that we talked about the gratitude that you mentioned, be the person that you want your kids to become. So the thing doesn't have to be something like every year I got this present. No, it could literally be that spaghetti.
Yeah.
My cousin, he passed away, but whenever he would come over, he wanted to play a sports during Thanksgiving. So while they're all cooking and the table's getting set up, we're playing football out in the yard. And that was his thing to bring to the
Sure.
table. He's going to teach all the cousins, the girls, and the boys how to play football. And those little things are what count. So this whole show about Thanksgiving is that it's not just about our immediate family. How are we giving back? Like me, if I'm going to work with the charity, I love to serve food. I want to get down there and actually see
Yeah.
the people, look in their face, and put their hot plate in front of them or their nice piece of bread and actually serve them, because that fills me up. So in general, with this Thanksgiving holiday right now, and when you're going in there to see your family today, it's not about you. Take everything beautiful about that holiday and those people being there and let it fill you up. Find out the positive things. In that last show this month about gratitude, he really talked about the experience and not just what's happening. What's the experience you want to have out of Thanksgiving, and make that like your affirmation of the day. Move it forward and
Yep.
say like, this is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever.
Yeah, so good.
Absolutely. And the thing is that when you do things like that, it's a way to tithe your time. Maybe it's not money, but serving. And one of the things that I really love when I do that type of stuff is I feel thankful. And when I feel thankful, I feel content, right? It makes me feel content. And with contentment in my life, it brings me happiness. So, I really love being able to serve and watch that transformation, just the excitement for them to have that hot meal, and just be able that time to talk to them.
Yeah, it's
I think
beautiful.
too, like you're humanizing people
Yeah.
in a world where everything's so
Absolutely.
surface level. When you can sit down and like really look somebody in the eye and humanize them and let them know like they're valuable and like this warm meal matters in community and family, like that's not done anymore.
Yeah.
And if it is done, it's done for the wrong reasons. People aren't present doing it because it's from here. It's because they're doing it for social media and to post and do those kind of things now. And we've
Yeah.
just really lost purpose in it. So
Well, I think that's important, being present. We're so busy in life right now that it's a perfect opportunity to take that time and go serve someone else. Go help them and share your thoughts and wisdom. Maybe there's something that you could say that changes that person. Who knows? But at least you're there to serve them and help them.
Yeah, try something new this year. Step outside in your front yard and go knock on the neighbor's door and invite them over for Thanksgiving. Your uncle, the one that's always the guy that everyone's mad about. Why? Why are they mad about him? Go up and ask him how he's doing and see what experience he wants from Thanksgiving. It doesn't have to be monumental, okay? Little teeny steps, just inviting the neighbor over. Or for one time, having that conversation with that aunt or uncle that everyone's always negative about, and really showing everyone else that this guy is just a normal person. This lady is a normal human. Because if you look back at all the stuff that we go through, everybody's trying to live their best life. And some people have mindsets that block them, and some things get in the way. But just giving a piece of you back to another human, just looking them in the eyes and saying, how's your day? And better yet, what I like is, hey, Mike, what was the best part of your day today?
Yeah.
So they actually have to respond back with a target. It's a question that you ask, not just, how was your day, like nonchalantly. Like really dig in and find out what's really that key piece for them.
Yeah, some of the most beautiful blessings become is in the most humble places.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that being able to put yourself in that position and just ask someone how their day is. I did it yesterday, actually. And I asked them, what's been the best part of your day? And it kind of stumbled them a little bit. And she goes, right now, just the fact that you talk to me as a human.
Yeah.
And that was just so powerful,
Yeah, one of my mentors told me a story about Whole Foods similar to that one day, where he actually looked at her and said, hey, what was the best part of your day? And she said, you asking me today. Because the last 3 people came through here on their phones and didn't even look up at me, didn't even smile. They paid their bill and left like I was just this computer that rings up your food. And we forget sometimes that we're all just here. We're all just people. We're doing the best we can with what we have, and be thankful that they were able to get to Thanksgiving that day. So what I want from our listeners is just kind of step into a different role this year. Walk into it and embrace something about the family dynamic that's positive. Like really analyze it. Like we learned in that segment with the gratitude was that it was called the flip the gratitude switch, where they literally talked about, find what's great about that situation. Even though there's something wrong, that uncle's been drinking too much, find out what's great and happy about him. Look at the whole overall perspective of what's going on and initiate something positive into it, and then power it up. If you can get that football people out there and get out there and start playing in the grass and get all the kids playing together, then that's going to change that whole experience for everyone in the room. It's a quantum effect, man. And one little positive thing on one side changes the whole room.
I think it's just the mindset, like you said, finding joy in everything, right?
Yeah.
You can sit there and be in that negative mindset, and that's a choice. And it's like I always tell people, you should even have joy in the midst of a storm. So even if it's at the holiday table and there is that, it's like you get to choose joy or you get to choose a bad attitude. So
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about that, you might be the only one that's unhappy.
yeah, you might be that person.
You're in the room and you're looking over there going, Uncle Billy's doing this, and he's over there having the time of his life, and you're stewing in it.
Yeah.
So pull yourself out of it. Have the experience you want this year. Don't let anybody mess with it, and just keep looking for the positive outcome in it, because that's what we want for everyone. I mean, when I'm working with a business owner, the first thing I say is, if you don't want to have fun, it's not getting done. I'm not that guy for you.
Yeah.
So I want to know if they want to work and they want to build their business, and they got to have fun with it. Our Design It courses, we're laughing and playing in the room is like, it's just off the hook with energy. So it's like one of those things that I have to have in my life.
Well, and I think it's important to remember that is that someone else is thankful for less than what you have.
Yeah.
So you've always got to think about that where you're at and be thankful, right, in your life. So
And you just got to enjoy the food. Yeah. Everyone's going to have some good
the
food.
spaghetti. I'm going to have spaghetti, barbecue chicken, barbecue turkey.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. I'm changing family values.
Is there a signature dish your family does?
You know what? There really hasn't been. So it's just something that we're creating. We love to do sweet potatoes with Parmesan and basil and bacon. And so that's kind of been like the signature dish that I do. Keep it clean, but bacon, you got to have bacon on everything.
Oh, yeah.
I think after this show, I'm going to create a theme party everything Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
You have to dress up.
One of the traditional dishes my wife just added was these Brussels sprouts with the bacon on them, and they're all layered in this. It's beautiful. Even my 10-year-old, who's picky about everything, loves the Brussels sprouts. Now you're like, well, I want Brussels sprouts whenever you want to make them, Mom. But just this year, maybe
Well, of course,
bring a new
anything with
dish.
bacon tastes
Yeah.
good, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you had bacon.
Not good for you, but hey.
So this Thanksgiving, I mean, before we go to break, I just want to push one more piece on you guys, is that start your day off right. Love your family. Embrace all the positive things that are going on. And do something this year to start a tradition that may last forever. Thank you. In the Now.
Join Brandon Heinz and Mike Driggers as they introduce the heavy hitters in business. Learn valuable tools and some of the challenges that face these entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches on In the Now. In the Now will engage and encourage you to take the next step to your financial and personal success. Listen every Thursday at 10 a.m. and follow the show on the Money 105.5 app. Join Brandon and Mike for a powerful hour of business tips and marketing strategies every Thursday at 10 a.m. on In the Now.
The #1 show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Welcome back, Sacramento, and happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
And for you Italians out there, enjoy the spaghetti this year.
And the bread.
And the
bread.
meatball. I got to have a meatball.
Yeah, you got to. So we're in the studio today, and we have Jessica Winkelhausen in here, leading expert in the field of fitness and health, transformations of the body, mind, spirit. I mean, just all-out rock star. So, Jessica, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm just, an ordinary girl that got into the fitness industry kind of by default. I was working at Intel in Folsom and lost a mom unexpected and really had a shift in my spirit and didn't have any life tools or anybody talking to me about what was going on, and I kind of lost it. And so doctors want to prescribe, and working out just happened to get my endorphins going enough for me to get to the next day, one foot in front of the other kind of thing. And I just embraced it. And then all of a sudden I went to compete. I went to Canada and I got a taste for my life back, meaning I got that competitive edge back. I felt like there was a purpose coming. I was sharing my story on social media, and I think it was different because it's such an egotistic industry. Yeah, I was coming from such a spiritual, broken place, trying to figure out my purpose again. And I ended up going pro in the industry and just built this business off of, wellness, like what it means to be in here. The physical body came because of the discipline in here, So being in that mindset of, yes, it was to have a beautiful body and to work on that. That, of course, that's awesome. But what really benefited me was figuring out who I am, what I'm made of, what my identity is, what my purpose here on earth is, why I want to create this business, why I get to speak life into people, and how that came about. So
yeah, that's amazing. Outstanding. And it's always great when you fall into something that you love and that drives you and fills you up, and then a successful business comes out of it. Because I know you're a very successful entrepreneur, and your speaking is moving people all over. And it's just one of those things it's freaking amazing. We actually hear it all the time. Do what you love, right?
Yeah.
And this Thanksgiving,
Sure.
just being able to embrace that and knowing that this started out as just like for my body.
yeah. Or for my brokenness. It started in my brokenness. I mean, I didn't understand what was going on in my life, and there was a lot of things I wasn't doing right. I left Intel, moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and started working as a bartender. You think that's a good idea when you're grieving? It's not. You know what I mean? And I had to learn a lot of things the wrong way. But what I've learned is that I don't let those things own me. I talk about those things because there's a lot more people, everybody, going through things that would shame us if we chose to keep our mouth shut. And I choose to talk about the things in the places I've been. So
Yeah, and it's good because
It takes you to the next level, right?
yeah, and that's what makes you the person that's human, right? So when we're talking about being thankful, I am so thankful for real people. Like I had known you for years, and one of our companies even sponsored you on an event one time. But then one day, my wife came to me and she's like, "You have to meet this lady." And she said, I am so moved by her friends that showed up at this event you were doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure which one it was, but she basically, three of your friends flew somewhere to see you and surprise you. And they posted it all over social media, like, we're going to go support her. And you didn't know. And you were like totally surprised about it. And she came into my office, and I had already reached out to you that week. And your card was sitting on my desk. And she goes, "Why do you have this card?" And I said, "I'm actually meeting with her. I'm going to be working with her on her coaching, and what she's going to be doing on stage is beautiful, so I want to embrace it. I want to be involved with it." And my wife's like, "This is the lady I told you about." And she had never met you. And she was like, I want to meet her. And then all of a sudden you wanted to meet her. And I'm like, well, guess what? I know her. We're all going to meet. And it was just one of those things.
Yeah.
And that's how life works when you're authentic, okay? So in other shows, you guys have heard me say that some of my Thanksgivings, my family grew up and they didn't have a lot. And my mom did the best she could with what she had. And even when I was younger, you look back and go, man, things were rough. But guess what? When I look back now, I am the man who I am today because of what I went through my whole life. Not just pieces of it, every single piece that has ever happened to you. That angry uncle at Thanksgiving, he is today, and because of all the things that he was.
Yeah.
And you just got to embrace that and take people for who they really are. But this Thanksgiving, I want to ask a few questions just between us in the studio here. Is like, Mike, how do you start your day? Like Thanksgiving morning, what's the one ritual you're going to do to make sure that's the best day you can possibly have?
So obviously having gratitude, which we talked about on the last show, but on Thanksgiving, I actually look forward to getting up early to start cooking. Like I literally barbecue the chicken. Turkey, right? But I barbecue the turkey all the time, and I just love the way the juices and everything, and we've done deep fry, so I look forward to that, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to do that. And I always, last week on the show, Kevin mentioned about the certain word that he uses. Today I'm grateful for, right? So I use the same thing for today I'm thankful for, and I fill in the blank. I'm thankful for having the family to come over. I'm thankful to be able to cook the food. And again, based on the statement I made, remember, there's always somebody that's thankful for something less than what you have. And I'm always thankful that they have that. Right. Yeah. So it's a blessing.
That's outstanding. And just looking at that too, and just like, how can I give back this Thanksgiving? It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to take your time. It can literally just be how you approach each person that day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Jessica, physical wellness, emotional wellness, spiritual wellness. But what I really love about you is the intellectual wellness that you have. So for our listeners out here, how do you start your day?
You know what? I have learned that the way you start your day is so important for the way that your day goes, because the day could either run you or you can run the day. And I wake up and I just make sure I give myself, it doesn't have to be a lot of time, but just a moment to just be grateful and to be there in the moment. And then I pray. And, there's mornings when I'm up earlier than my family, and those actually go the way that I like them to go, because I'm not being like, I don't have my 3-year-old and telling me how he controls the house when he's awake. So those mornings when he's awake, it's a little bit different. But let me tell you, when I drive to my studio, I have a good 15-minute drive. I use that time where I'll listen to some worship music, then I turn it down, then I pray out loud. And why I say out loud is because I like to speak it out over me, and I like to speak it out over, if I'll pray for people on the freeway, because I believe that there needs to be more of that,
putting it out there.
Putting it out there. So those are the things that start my day, and then I get my workout in. And I always tell people, there's the spiritual, being in the Word, reading the Bible, reading some good books, that's feeding this inside me, and it's feeding my mind. But then there's the workout that's feeding the physical side of me, that's getting the endorphins going, that's getting the blood going. And then I feel like I'm there. I'm alive. I feel good. Now I filled me up. Now I get to go fill other people up, whether that's coming here to do a show, whether that's in a business meeting, whether that's just simply being there for the clients when they come in with all their stuff all day long too. Yeah. So it's just really those things. It's getting up, it's being grateful, it's praying, and then it's going into that workout, and then it's showing up, buttoned up, you know what I mean, in those other areas.
Yeah, and you nailed it. I mean, that's something that hits home for me. And I know that this is kind of what you live. Those of you who are just joining us, this is Jessica Winkelhausen, and you can check her out at everydaywink.com. But what she's saying right now really hits home for me, because you'll hear me say it in the Design It courses. Whenever I'm speaking, I always cover this topic. It's WII-FM. And it's not the radio station we're on right now. It's what's in it for me. And it sounds right off the bat like, that sounds really greedy. Okay, well, guess what? It's okay to be greedy for yourself. You've got to fill yourself up. You've got to have that morning ritual. I call it owning your day. So when I come in, I want to own my day. I want to be in the now. Yeah, I want to be in the now, and I want to know how to start my day. So in most cases, like you're saying, we all have a ritual that we do. For me, it's just getting up in the morning and finding out what I have gratitude for.
Sure.
And then remembering that one thing that I love so much that brings love into my life, whether it's a picture of my wife or my kids, and just letting that flow through me for a moment and kind of putting it out there. And I do it out loud as well. So when I'm driving, I talk about it, or I'll be listening to Joel Osteen on the radio, and I'll really embrace the topic that he has. But what's most important for you guys, the listeners, whether it's just this Thanksgiving day that you really want to embrace it, or if it's every day in your life, own your day. Really get in there and find something that fills you up. I have a friend that she gets up and she just reads for 30 minutes at 6 a.m. My wife will go out and when no one else is awake yet, and just read her Bible and just kind of step into a place where she can be alone for the moment. So she's really one of those people that has that ritual down too. Everybody has to find what's in it for them. What could fill me up so that when I show up to Thanksgiving, I got 100% to give. And Uncle Billy does get kind of on my nerves, but it drops me only to 95, and I'm still doing the great actions all day. And when you're cooking, let that fill you up. Some people bake. Some people do aerobics, yoga. Yep. Whatever it is, you've got to really own that and schedule it in your day. Yep. If it's morning, so be it. If you're a night person, one of my clients, forever Olympic swimmer. I mean, literally went out there and she swam in Olympic pools and went for it. She competed, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden she stopped. And then she didn't realize that I missed that. And a piece of me is missing because I'm not getting that. So we literally scheduled out 6:30 at night, every night, Monday through Friday, for her to go swimming. And she called me back after the third day and was like, you have no idea what just changed in my life.
Awesome.
Because I'm filling myself up. I'm starting my day, I'm ending my day, whatever it is, make sure that you have a ritual that fills your heart up. And when you see it, recognize it, understand the experience behind it, and really just let it embrace you and shine out from with you. Walk into Thanksgiving this year with like, I'm here, I'm ready. This is going to be a powerful Thanksgiving, and we're going to have some fun. So how do you start your day? What's the ritual you're going to do? I tell everybody, play full out. If you hear something great on
completely.
the show today, whether it's me, Mike, or Jessica that give you a topic, embrace it. Run with it.
You know, the thing I'm getting for the last couple of weeks, and you just nailed it, was that anchoring the emotion to the endorphins, the happiness. You know, when we speak from the stage, part of the things that I teach coaches and speakers is that you've got to get the endorphins going before you make the offer so you can anchor it.
Yeah.
Well, I just realized that the things you want or what you're thankful for, you can embed it by anchoring it to those endorphins.
Okay.
So when we get back, I look forward to hearing more about what you do and how you live your day. And welcome to In the Now. This is Mike Driggers with Brandon Heinz and our special guest,
Jessica Winkelhausen.
At the Now Academy, our focus is to help people achieve everything they want, both in business and in life. The highly experienced coaching team will work to design a custom online training program with a 100% money-back guarantee. You'll have access to the world's best free educational content and walk away with transformational results and extraordinary ideas that you can easily input soon after. Go to thenowacademy.com to take the next step and listen to their new radio show, In the Now, every Thursday at 10 a.m. The moment is now. thenowacademy.com.
So, what would you do with an extra $500 a month in your budget? $500. This isn't hypothetical, by the way. This is something you may need to think about very soon if you decide to become a member of Medi-Share. Medi-Share is a way to pay for your health care, and typically it costs $500 less per month for a family versus other health care plans. So seriously, think about this. You could pay off loans, pay down a mortgage, save the money for retirement, donate to charity. That would be a big deal. But you know what? Here's the best thing. Medi-Share works. It has 250,000 members, and it's growing fast. With Medi-Share, not only do you save, you don't have to pay for things you don't believe in either, and that is a beautiful thing too. So here's how you can find out more, and you might actually wind up saving even more than $500 a month. So check into it. Here's the number. Call 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE. Now available in Montana. Call 844-41-BIBLE.
The number one show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Welcome back, every day, and happy Thanksgiving. So good to have you guys all today. Some of you already got the food going. Some of you are in preparation. Some of you got family showing up a little too early, but embrace it. Embrace it. Give them a big hug when they walk in. Do something different today. Step
And then
out
put
of
them
your
in the
comfort
kitchen.
zone. Yeah, put them to work.
Put them to work.
When they walk in and say, hey, this ain't normal Thanksgiving. Here's some gloves and some
And
ingredients.
then
I
be
need you
grateful,
made." Yeah.
right? You got help.
Yeah, I mean, there's just things that we do. I mean, all of us work, you know. Every one of us right now listening, we're all successful. Whether it's business, life, whatever we're doing, we're successful people. And we're doing the best we can with everything that we have. And I always like to say in our Design It courses that everything that you have right now is everything you need to be successful. You can do whatever you want. You just have to add more choices to your menu. So going forward, I mean, we have a very successful guest in the studio today, Jessica Winkelhausen from everydaywink.com. And you have a studio here locally, right?
I do. I have a studio off of Riverside and Auburn in the Citrus Heights, kind of Roosevelt area.
Yeah, and I hear great things. It's not just like this gym. And this is like a spiritual, this is a temple. This is where people go to really do their thing. And I hear so much things like, I thought it was a gym. No, this isn't just a gym. Jessica is amazing.
Yeah, it's different. You know, you pass a lot of gyms to get to my gym. People from this, from all over, from Loomis to Lincoln to El Dorado Hills, Rescue, Elk Grove. I have people from the Bay Area that come down. What it is that, one, I believe like the Holy Spirit is in my studio. It is. It's not, I don't believe it. It is. So when people walk in and they're like, it's different, they just don't know what that means until they start to learn about the culture there. God gave me weights to influence people. It took me to discover that that's what the Lord put on me to do and how I got to speak to people. Once I figured that out, the rest was history, because I was able to actually step into my purpose and like take authority in what I got to do there. So everything, there's workouts. Yes, we go through muscle group training and all of that. And the way I structure it is a lot different than anywhere else you would go. But what really makes it awesome is that every single training session, we do something that brings out mindfulness or where you're at here. I want to know about the health of people's hearts. You know what I mean? Because the stuff that's going on today is, there's not like I say there's a heart problem. People aren't checking in right here. We're not filling things out. And so what I have noticed, I've got clients that have been with me for 6 years. They typically come, they don't go away because it's their safe place to digest and walk through things that they typically wouldn't talk about at all. And so they get to talk about it there. And then they get the community with it too. So it's just really awesome to see the transformations that happen in there because of it.
So now everyone on this show knows why she's here today. Thanksgiving Day. Why is Jessica Health and Fitness on there? We're not trying to get you into the gym. We're trying to fix your heart.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to is that this piece right now, like Mike, we all know, every one of the seminars that we do, every stage that we're on, we're trying to pull their heart into a moment where they feel what's going on. Everything is about the experience. So the things that I've heard and having you as a guest is we think you're a rock star. You're just not just a gym. You're not just a trainer. You're not just a speaker coach. You are all of it. You're embodying it. So like emotional wellness and spiritual wellness and intellectual wellness is all embodied in this. So as a guest today, we wanted you to just to feel that. Like know that you can change things. Like Mike, this is the first time you two met. Can you feel the heart of this lady?
I totally feel the energy. Yeah. And something I got from you is that I realized that, being grateful and thankful or depressed can't happen at the same time. So you might as well be thankful and grateful, right? Yeah. And put your energy in there. And I could feel that. I have to come by and check out the gym. Yeah. I got to get rid of my Dunlap disease where I Dunlapped over my belt buckle.
No, and you actually nailed it. So the more gratitude and the more grateful you are, there's no room for anger and frustration.
None.
So Tony Robbins always said, the reason why anger and all this stuff doesn't exist in my life is because I have so much gratitude. Yeah. And he really just builds off that, and he knows. And this is what you embrace. So like I said earlier, guys, check her out at everydaywink.com and just get to know this area. If you live in Sacramento and you haven't embraced this, like last one of our shows, we had CEO Space, and I was literally shocked that all of this information and these people with all this giving were right here in Sacramento in Fair Oaks, right around the corner.
Sure.
And this is also with Jessica. She's right here. She speaks on stages here in this town. She owns a gym here locally. Very successful entrepreneur. But you know what? Everything that's coming back to is that we all give.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night at the Now Academy, we give a free seminar for our meetup groups. And we basically invite people in just to, literally, we'll tell them about a topic we want to talk about. And then they just share their struggles, and we give everything we can. We don't charge them. We don't try to, talk them into a lesson they should learn. We basically ask them what they're facing that's not in the right mode for them.
Yeah.
And we give them everything we can. And all three of us in this room are givers.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, Jessica, how do you give back?
There's so many different ways that I give back. The first thing that I had said, earlier is that, first of all, I feel like people take giving back and they want to look like they're somebody by what they do.
Sure.
First of all, start in your families and in your homes, because our children need us to be present and active and spiritually, in alignment in our homes, so that we are feeding them correctly when we send them out in this world. And that's going to impact, locally, nationally, and globally. So that's number one, is to have, your goal's got to be within your family first, right? Then there's some other things that I do. I'm very active in the community. I'm active in the schools. I actually take, I was a teen mom. I had my first baby at 17. So I have a 20-year-old that is actually having a baby in a few days. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. I also came from a poor family. My mom had breast cancer. We'd lost everything. So I come from what I see a lot of kids that don't have stuff. I came from that. Like,
Sure.
I didn't know who I was. Bullying and all that stuff, like, been there, done that. I just came to a place where I got, thank God, encountered with the Lord and was able to figure out some tools to get through it. So I like to give back in the schools. I go to Haiti and serve in Haiti. And so, like, when you say serving people, and like, when I feel like I get too busy here, I like to go over there because it's not about me, right? These people, they don't worry about what we worry about. They don't worry about
different.
what's on social media.
Yeah.
They don't worry about bullying. They worry about how they're going to get their next meal
Yeah. Yeah.
and where they're going to sleep and how they're going to provide for their family. So I go there because there's a need for it. And so Mission of Grace, I do that, and I provide, help provide for kids to go to school there and get food and clothes. And then Mercy Multiplied is local here, and it's a safe place for women to go that need shelter, education, and they also provide, like, who Jesus is and how he can provide freedom for them. And so for me, that's really important because that's part of my belief system, and that's part of my story. So
That's awesome.
And it's good. I mean, if you guys look at everything, there's 3 categories, and in our Design It course, I really hit home on this section. It's what experience do I want to have? How do I have to change in order to have that experience? And then step 3, once I've had it, how will I give back? How will I share that with the next person? And that comes down to like a real simple pattern is like, you come to Jessica's gym and you want this experience. Well, she's going to teach you how to change and experience that so that you can actually have the experience that you want. So if you're not having it now, something has to change, right? So you want an experience and something has to change to get there. But then once you've accomplished it, how will you give back? And you nailed it. For me, growing up with a family who was lackluster of everything, I mean, we had love, but we also had missing and latchkey and poverty and all this stuff. So when I love giving back to children. I love speaking to youth groups. I love to be able to have that experience with a child that I got. The other day, I had to picture, we were in that course, I had to picture somebody who gave me a piece of advice that changed me. And I looked back, and it was a juvenile hall counselor. I got in trouble for running away and had to spend the night in juvenile hall. And this guy came over and goes, "What the heck are you doing? Why are you here?" And I'm thinking, I got arrested. The cops picked me up for being out after curfew. And he's like, no. Why are you here? What did you do? Is this where you want to be? And I was like, absolutely not. And just that little trigger point where he shifted me. And this guy was like 6'5", just a big, big man. And I was like, he's right. I don't want to be here. So I need to change something so I'm not having this experience ever again. And I started looking at a different path. But then afterwards, when I started getting older, I feel that it fills me up to be around children who need that guidance. And I spoke as a group, and one of the things they said is like, what are some things you could do? And I told them, find someone who's been where you've been before. Get a mentor. Find out. One of my colleagues, he spoke for a young group, and they said, hey, if you could tell me 2 things right now, a 2-word summary of what happened today. He said, get mentors. And he's right.
Yeah.
And I love him for it. I mean, the things that he said, and those mentors that you find in your life change you. When I met Steve Napolitan, he brought me into a whole new neuroscience piece, and I went into a whole path and spent 2 years down there changing my life because I want better experiences. What are you going to do to change your life? What are you going to do today to make Thanksgiving a better experience? Who are you going to embrace? Who are you going to say hello to? Who are you going to share the bread pudding with or give them a bite of your spaghetti?
Well, I think it's important to be like in the now, right? And the thing that I'm hearing from both of you was that there was a pivotal point in your life and you needed to make a decision. So if you're out there right now and you're in that position where you need to make that pivotal point, right now is the time to change and go to the direction that you need to go to be better. Because the other direction's no fun. No, it's terrible. So go to the right direction. Go to the direction to change. Be in the now and focus on changing you. Go and take that effort. Find that mentor. Go do the things that you need to do to better you.
And all you have to do is ask yourself, what do I want? See you after the break.
Yep.
At the Now Academy, our focus is to help people achieve everything they want, both in business and in life. The highly experienced coaching team will work to design a custom online training program with a 100% money-back guarantee. You'll have access to the world's best free educational content and walk away with transformational results and extraordinary ideas that you can easily input soon after. Go to thenowacademy.com to take the next step and listen to their new radio show, In the Now, every Thursday at 10 a.m. The moment is now. thenowacademy.com.
The number one show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Welcome back. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
I can't wait for today. So much good food. But more importantly, I just want to see all the people that are going to be there. Like, I just want that family embrace. So we're in the studio with Jessica Winkelhausen from everydaywink.com.
Hello. Good to be here.
What are you looking forward for today at Thanksgiving?
You know, just being with family, not being busy. You know, I think as entrepreneurs, you know, it's easy to be busy. It's stay busy, busy up here.
Yeah,
and
they
so
say
when I
entrepreneurs have 7 Mondays.
Right? I mean, being present and not worrying about things. And a lot of times that means I turn my phone off and I put it away because then I mentally know, like, it's off. There's not text messages coming through. There's not a to-do list to get done. So just being with everybody, smelling the food, having conversations, loving on people, like you said, showing up in joy and letting them know, like, you know, our home is full of joy. And I've always just prayed over. We just bought a house and renovated it. It's been an absolute challenge, but I really feel like the Lord is in the soil. And I just want people, when they come to our house, to feel good, you know? So
that's how you guys would all be for Thanksgiving, is just embrace what you have and let everyone know it's just a place and a time to feel good. So we brought Jessica on the show today, not just because she's a rock star, because her heart is so big. So I really want you guys to understand this lady is giving and the things that she does, and this is why she's successful. So check it out at everydaywink.com, Jessica Winkelhausen, and her gym is over off of Kirby.
yeah, it's over off of Riverside. It's actually on Auburn, 8215 Auburn, and it's in Citrus Heights. It's called Winks Fitness and Wellness. If you pass Baskin Robbins, you've gone too far.
If you stop at Baskin Robbins, you can come back and work out.
Yeah, right.
So this Thanksgiving, we just wanted to have her on the show so you guys could understand that step into your heart. If you have an experience that you want to have, just change something for the day. Really just get it in there. So the show's yours if you want to plug anything right now, like whatever you need to say to Thanksgiving, if you want to give a shout out, a prayer, whatever you like. This is your Thanksgiving show.
Yeah, you know, I just want to say thank you for having me here. I think there needs to be more conversations that are like this, that are transparent, where you just can feel the heart in someone. It's authentic. There's a lot of people that struggle this time of year, that they feel alone. They don't have community. They don't have family, or they're stuck in their old ways and they don't know how to get out. There's a lot of people with bricks, right? And we're the people that go and we slay those bricks and we say, no, there's a different way to think and a different way to feel. And that word is so important, because I see a lot of people that don't know how to feel their way through life. And it's like it's impossible to get everything that you need out of this life without feeling your way through it. And it doesn't have to be bad. Like, yeah, it hurts to get through some junk, but once you get through the junk, man, life is good. And so I just really encourage people. My word this week has been quality. And I want to encourage you to be careful of what you're letting inside yourself. And that means the conversations particularly. So what are the quality of the conversations you're having right now? What are the quality of the conversations you're having with yourself right now? You get to choose if you want to listen to the negative. And I always say the enemy loves when you get stuck in that junk up there. He loves it because he owns you. But the Lord has given you a good life with good things to focus on and joy. And every single day you have to make a decision which way you're going to go. And that's even for me as leaders. We have to choose every day. And so I encourage people to realize, like, just today on Thanksgiving, be of joy, be quality in what you do, be quality in what you say, be quality in what you allow around you, find mentors, choose love, even if you're in pain. I was there and I didn't understand it, but God forbid I crawled until I understood it. I stood with people that knew the way when I didn't, and I trusted in something that's way bigger than me. If you're carrying the load on you right now and you think you're going to figure this out, you're going to figure life out, and you have all the answers, it doesn't work like that. There's something bigger than you that will help you. And I feel like that's where a lot of people just have to have a breakthrough. Like, you're not meant to carry this on your own.
No.
You're meant to have people that love you. Yeah. You're meant to have a community around you. You're meant to live a good life. There's a Lord that loves you. You just have to say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the key word that I kept hearing you say was choose. Right? It's your decision. And I love that about what you say is what you put into your mind, what you choose to accept.
Yeah.
Harvard did a study and said the 5 people you hang out with the most, you become the average of. So elevate the people that you want to be with so that you elevate, right? And choose to be with them. Choose to be and accept that information that's being put out to you, right? And I love what you were just saying. Did you say your house was named Joy?
I say it's joy.
It's Joy?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. I've always wanted to get a couple dogs and call Money. Come here, Money. Come here, Money. Right? And Debt Free, it would be the other dog. Right?
Like
Come here, Debt Free.
And I mean, what you guys got today in the show, I mean, there's no scripts for our shows. We have time notes and we have a couple questions that we're going to ask, but everything that you're hearing is coming from all 3 of our hearts.
Yeah.
And for Thanksgiving,
Absolutely.
we want you to understand this. I want you to understand how to move forward in life. And even more, I want you to grow. And for Thanksgiving weekend, for this whole Thanksgiving day all the way through the weekend, we're giving away a scholarship at the Now Academy to our Design It course, where we teach businesses how to design their business to gain their life.
That's a 3-day course. It's $3,000 we're giving away, right?
So basically,
for those that
right
take
now,
action.
yeah, we're giving it away. We're going to sponsor you because we want to see where you started and then where you're at the end of this course. So you go to thenowacademy.com and click on courses, or on the right-hand tab, there's a scholarship button. And you just fill out the information there. One of our administration staff will get back to you and talk to you about the tickets and what's required of you showing up, and basically go over it. But we want to sponsor you. We want to take you from where you're currently at and use you in video testimonials. So this sponsorship is coming with a lot of heart, but at the same time, we're going to document you for other people. So we've done these scholarships every year. This mentorship that we do has been rolling here in Sacramento for about 5 years. The course has been over 7 years. So when you look at this, we're trying to Design It away because we know it's going to grow your life. You're going to grow in your business. You're going to grow in your revenue. Everything that you need, the choices that you want to change, we're going to show you the tools to change them. And then we're also going to show you how to give back. How can your business, how can you give back?
This 3-day event is in December 8th, 9th, and 10th, right?
Yep.
So we're giving a $3,000 scholarship.
Oh, actually, we're giving a scholarship plus one.
Oh, plus
so you get
one.
to bring a business partner or a
That's
friend that wants to
awesome.
experience
There you go.
it.
So
go to the Now
$6,000
Academy.
in value
Yeah.
for each person that takes action now. Everyone that I've known that's ever been successful is they give, but one thing that they do is they take action.
Yeah.
Right? They choose and take that action, and we want you to take action today.
So choose to go to thenowacademy.com and click on the scholarship tab. And if you have any problems, just email register@thenowacademy.com, and our administration staff will walk you through. But it's the Now Academy Scholarship for the Design It course in Roseville, December 8th, 9th, and 10th. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving.
Woo.